What is up, guys? I want to dig into something really, really cool today, which is a 6-step framework that I've used time and time again to scale companies. Some of our partners have done, $1 million per month in digital products based off this philosophy of being able to take the system, put it into practice, apply it in your business. This is something that I usually reserve for mastermind students or paid clients only. And it's something that we use time and time again to diagnose areas of improvement within a business very, very quickly and very, very rapidly, and kind of have a framework to sweep through over and over again so that we have a business improvement life cycle as a part of the organizational structure within the culture, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna take you through it. I think you're absolutely gonna love it. Again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, what business you run. If you're just an individual consultant, also gonna be applicable to you. Some really great stuff in here. I highly recommend you pay attention and watch until the end because it's just a great video. I don't have like a plug or anything at the end. It's just a great video that you're gonna get a lot out of, all right? So the framework, again, it's a 6-step framework called P.S.T.E.F.F, P.S.T.E.F.F. And I'm just gonna break it down one by one. P stands for principles. So this is important to understand because as a founder or an entrepreneur, who you are is going to define the culture of the business that you have. You are going to take your own personal principles and you're going to bring them into the business, whether you're starting a business from scratch or if you're coming into an existing organization, those personal principles are going to affect the culture. And this is especially important if you are a founder because what are those core principles that you have? Do you show up on time? Do you keep your word? Do you keep your promise? Are you trustworthy? That energy that you have as an individual is going to translate into any company that you start. That's why a lot of the times when investment bankers talk about investments, they say they're not investing in the company, they're investing in the people. And it holds extremely true because people with rock solid principles are extremely, extremely valuable because why? They are reliable. They're not gonna run off into the sunset. They're not gonna underdeliver. They are going to go the extra mile and outperform. And the energy that you bring is equally important. Are you somebody who, as soon as your boss isn't looking, starts to scroll on Facebook and get distracted? Or are you somebody who understands that sometimes you might spend days, months, if not weeks, under pressure with very little input to be able to generate an end result? Those are two very different psychological tendencies. And the first, the type that kind of drops the ball and is fickle and under-delivers, there was room in society for that. And there's still room in society for that type of individual. But that space is getting more and more competitive and is getting more and more scrunched, whereas the type of archetype that is accountable, that shows up even when their boss isn't looking and over delivers and goes above and beyond, that's something that every organization is looking for, more accountability, because with more accountability comes more trust, comes more ability for people to delegate to you. And with that usually comes a higher compensation level. So important to understand. Again, P is for principles. What principles are you bringing into your own business or into any other business that you come in, and how can you help get other people bought into those principles as well? S is for strategy. Now, strategy is a word that consultants use time and time again to charge huge numbers, and fair enough. The way I think of strategy is really, really simple, is what is our goal? And this is extremely important because a lot of entrepreneurs start with a specific goal and then they might lose that goal through the process, right? You might start with a goal of impacting a lot of people and then your product underperforms and now you're just trying to make ends meet and then you kind of get sidetracked. So revisiting, again, this is a formula that we revisit very, very consistently with every single person that we work with, is what is the goal? Is the goal that we set a month ago still an accurate goal today? Because the worst thing you can do is climb the wrong mountain. You know what I mean? If you were meant to be here and then you went here, like that doesn't help you. You're not closer to the goal. You just went to the wrong goal, which can be fine as a learning experience, but you really want to make sure that you redefine it. So strategy equals goal, and T, P.S.T.E.F.F, the T is for tactics. Tactics, think steps. So we visualize a goal, and these are the steps that we need to take in order to get there. Now, this is an area where I see a ton of people make huge errors. What they do is they visualize a goal, they visualize the steps, and they realize, oh, I don't know the steps. Oh, that's scary. I don't know the steps. That's scary. And they actually tell themselves a story that they don't know the steps to get to the destination that they themselves want to be at. I'm just going to reiterate this one more time. They themselves tell themselves a story that they don't have the steps necessary to get to the destination that they themselves want to be at. How is their life going to turn out if that is a story that they continue telling themselves? Top entrepreneurs, business leaders, anybody who's a top performer, even across sports, is able to tell themselves, okay, that is the goal. These are the steps. And you know what? I might not know the specifics of every step, but they are smart enough to understand that it's not a linear journey. At every single step, there is an iteration. There's a fork in the road for what might happen if this happens, right? What if our product overperforms? We can scale the company even faster. Get it? So you're not gonna know that unless you release a product in the first place. Again, P for principles, S for strategy, T for tactics, which are steps, and then you have E, which is execution. It's doing the actual steps. It's holding yourself accountable. And as a business owner or entrepreneur, the way I want you to think about this is delegation and timeline. Who is doing it? And when are they doing it by? Simply applying this in your business across the board and sticking to it religiously is going to absolutely transform your performance. If you want to increase the performance of your company, I recommend this is the #1 place that you focus at immediately if you're not focusing on it, is who is doing it, by when. Is there ways for us to pre-eliminate roadblocks for decision-making for those people? So they have to get platforms, or is there a way we can give them a space to move, space to create? Because that's the culture that we have internally, is every single person is the creator of their destiny. We build dreams, just like we help build dreams for the clients. We try and help build dreams for the people inside the organization as well, so that everybody can win and everybody can ascend and have that upward spiral momentum. So again, who is doing it? When are they doing it by? And did it get done? Did it get done? And if it did get done, that brings us to the first F, P.S.T.E.F.F, is feedback. And this is where a lot of companies go wrong. They get big and they stop listening to their customers, right? We've all seen that, like, Twitter thread, there's just people are just bagging on a particular business. Well, why is that business not prioritizing that? Like, that account's being managed by like an intern or something. So why are businesses not prioritizing those conversations? If you run a business and you're having these front-facing conversations, I want you to understand this. If somebody is replying that they don't like something that your business did, they're doing you a massive, massive favor. They are giving you key information that you need to be able to utilize in order to make the necessary adjustments. It actually shows you that they care enough about you and hope that your business makes a change and makes a transition. And if there's hope, those are the customers that are the most loyal and that you need to take care of at the highest possible level. We've all had that moment where we've been disappointed with maybe a person in our life or a particular occurrence. And there's nothing worse than feeling disappointed in a situation where you saw more potential, you saw greater possibility. That's one of the most heartbreaking things. And what you need to do within your business, create a feedback process that actually nurtures that discourse, that nurtures that communication and reinforces it with real meaningful action. So that's P.S.T.E.F.F. And the last F is frequency. How quickly can you go through that whole process of taking a look at your principles? Your principles should be pretty consistent. You shouldn't need to revisit those very frequently. But sometimes it's good to take a look and say, hey, did the culture change? Like, do we stand for something different than we stood for maybe a year ago or 2 years ago? If the answer is yes, how do we want that to propagate itself through the actual company culture of all the individuals who are responsible, and how do we want to communicate that? And if you're not changing that, awesome. What's our next goal? Super simple. What's our next goal? What are our steps? Task and timeline. Who's doing what? By when? What are roadblocks? Eliminate roadblocks. Boom, execute, get the feedback, and apply it and run through that process as quickly as possible. That's why this framework is so ruthlessly efficient. I said at the beginning of this video, watch until the end. You're gonna get a lot out of it. Hopefully this helps you visualize your business in areas where maybe you are able to define things more clearly for yourself so that you can take better action, more meaningful action, or maybe this helps you translate a component of your business to your team or core team members in a way that gets them bought in, that gets them excited to actually execute because they feel now that they are part of a bigger vision or a bigger mission. Or maybe this just helps you think of an SOP or a system you can install within your business to make sure that people get things done on time to the highest possible standard and communicate that clearly. Whatever the case, or if you got something else out of it, comment down below. Let me know, what did you take out of this video? What is something that you're going to implement as a result of this video? And what did you find most meaningful? And how are you going to apply that within your business? Because that's what I want to see for you at the end of the day. I want to see you build a great company that changes lives. This is a legacy piece. At the end of the day, I'm only here on earth for so long. And so leaving things like this behind, I think, are really, really important for you to have a systematic framework to say, you know what, if you want to build a business, here's something we can go to consistently. That's a capsule. It works very, very consistently. You run through it. There's an iterative process involved in it as well. So you're not necessarily predefining every variable. You're actually utilizing the variables of the market to improve the business structures dynamically. And that's something that's really, truly timeless. This will work in 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. This framework will still work because it's dynamic relative to the time, the variables, market conditions, etc., including any individual specificity, things like AI, machine learning. They'll transform the landscape a little bit, but again, they are kind of pre-programmed into the model as a variable rather than having a fixed model that you have to stick to religiously and it lacks adaptation sometimes. This is a very flexible model that you can use over and over again and use your intuition as a founder to actually diagnose the top things for you to focus on within your business so that you can make those rapid adjustments and rapid improvements inside your company so that you can ascend to the next level. So hopefully you found this helpful. Again, the framework is P.S.T.E.F.F. Comment down below, follow the channel if you like more entrepreneurial content like this. We've got a lot of amazing stuff. And again, our focus is to help you build a great company. That is our North Star. That is our focus. That is our laser point that we want to get to, is a position where you look up at the beginning of the day and say, wow, I do something really great with my time. I am fulfilled. I deliver results. I deliver value to the world. I am meaningful, and I have purpose, and I have happiness and gratitude and joy in my heart because I get to exist, and I get to do something amazing along the way, and obviously make money. Like, if we can get you to that point, then we'll have made something change. We have made a difference in the world, and that's what we want to see. So I hope you liked the video. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.